Breaking news.
And that breaking news at 4 o'clock, the White House facing what could be another legal battle now as a U.S. District Court judge has ruled there is probable cause to hold the Trump administration in criminal contempt for violating his orders on deportation flights.
Judge James Boasberg has not determined a potential penalty, and he's giving the Department of Justice time to respond. Hello, everybody. I'm Nikki Zizaza.
And I'm Rick Ritter. The Trump administration also still refusing to return a Maryland man from a prison in El Salvador. That is despite a Supreme Court order to do so.
And today, Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen traveled to El Salvador seeking answers and to try to bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia back home.
Neither the government of El Salvador nor the Trump administration has presented evidence to support the claim that he's committed any kind of criminal acts. And so why not release Abrego Garcia today?
Dennis Valera joins us in the studio now. And Dennis, another Maryland congressman and legal experts talked about the implications they see in Abrego Garcia's case. What's their biggest takeaway on this?
Nikki and Rick, the biggest concern is the lack of due process in Abrego Garcia's case and its ripple effect, not only with non-citizens, but with U.S. citizens as well. Now, the Trump administration commits that they are not going to bring back Abrego Garcia, and we could be seeing more members of Congress heading to El Salvador.
Senator Chris Van Hollen had an early start Wednesday to head down to El Salvador. So far, he's met with El Salvador's vice president. He's hoping to meet with more government leaders, check in on Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and bring him home to Maryland. Van Hollen says he couldn't get a straight answer on release.
I said I'm not asking him to smuggle Mr. Abrego Garcia into the United States. I'm simply asking him to open the door of CCOT and let this innocent man walk out.
Abrego Garcia has been in El Salvador's terrorism confinement center for nearly a month. As the fight to bring him back intensifies, Representative Jamie Raskin and two legal experts discussed takeaways in the case, particularly the lack of due process for Abrego Garcia, concern of how this could extend to U.S. citizens and other legal residents.
Without due process, anything can happen to anybody under a government that is willing to act in arbitrary and political and subversive ways.
The Trump administration has branded Abrego Garcia an MS-13 gang member, but he has no criminal record. An immigration judge granted Abrego Garcia withholding of removal in 2019, which legal experts say is only granted after a vetting process.
They go through background, they go through criminal history. They go through a whole array of checks.
Despite court orders to facilitate his return, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi stressed on Wednesday President Trump plans to keep Abrego Garcia in El Salvador.
He is not coming back to our country. President Bukele said he was not sending him back. That's the end of the story. If he wanted to send him back, we would give him a plane ride back.
David Leopold, legal advisor for America's Voice, says the Trump administration could be held in contempt down the line. But even if that doesn't happen, he says misconduct violations could be cited.
Attorneys who walk into courtrooms and make representations to courts, they got to do their homework, and they can't walk in there and speak untruths.
Now, a question in that conversation that came up is what more could members of Congress do to bring Abrego Garcia back? And we're going to hear that answer coming up at 5. Back to you.